Bachelor man, you know Sky are the lyrical magician attack, you know. And to them, I encourage all of my sports lovers them to go up on YouTube and like one page named Sports Frenzy because them are going to provide you with the latest football, basketball and track and field, etc. All of the news them. Right now a World Cup time and a transfer time and we need to know what going on. So go up on YouTube and like the page named Sports Frenzy.
Welcome everybody, welcome again to another Sports Frenzy podcast. Just to note that everyone is in good stead. It has been a good week, and if it has not been, hope that the weekend will treat you all well. So welcome again, and from see us on a Friday, you know that we're here to talk about the English Premier League and whatever else is there to talk about it in regards to football. So remember guys, as you join the stream, ensure that you hit the like button, ensure that you hit the subscription button, and also share the content so more people can just tune in and do the right stuff. And as always, big up to our sponsors, man. Let's Care Medical and Let's Care Optical. Visit my 3 branches in Mandeville, Santa Cruz, and Montego Bay. So without further ado, let me just go ahead and introduce these gentlemen. So the controversial figure is back once again. At least he's not asleep this week. He's here from the beginning. So welcome, voice. Welcome.
Manners. I am here.
That is it. And the person that is now, well, he was a controversial figure, but seems that because Arsenal do good, that man decided to say, yo, though the controversy, so the man talks on facts right now, talking about the bonesless. Well, he said he no longer goes by the name Bones once Arsenal is doing well. So talking about Sherwin. Welcome, Wagon.
Wagon there, I know, cool, no bless up.
All right, and then the man who is right down there battling relegation with myself, talking about Demo. Welcome, boss.
Good night, everyone. Big up everybody in the comment section. Big up on yourself.
That is it, man. Kevin Brenner, big up. Dale Francis, big up. Kevin, big up. Michelle CM, Shanila, big up. And Shanila here going good, man, leading the FPL. And remember, we're going to show it at the end of the show, man, so you guys know how everybody's performing. So Shanila, big up yourself.
Yeah, before you start, let me just make the announcement here. I will be giving FPL tips for anybody who need it. And you can just link me off here and I will be giving you tips for the FPL. Zin? Alright, good.
So continue. It sounds like the voice the man are talking, but you know I say it out loud. Pepe, big up yourself, fam.
But just remember somebody there celebrate 5th place and then the next week.
Are you ahead of me, boss?
Yes, sir.
Ahead of me.
Yes, sir.
Lebron is, but not Demo.
Demo is ahead of you now, man.
Yo, let's continue with the show.
We'll get there. But
no, we're not getting there.
Gentlemen, let us kick off this weekend fixtures because there's a lot of interesting matches, as I just mentioned. There's also the featured match, the relegation battle, but it will be on Monday. But for the time being, we're going to talk about a title pretender. As I said, they're not a contender, they're a pretender, and a team that is up and down. They just collected some nice money, and they also spent a whole lot of money. So I'm talking about Tottenham versus Wolves. Tottenham, they're without the services of Christian Romero. I think he's injured. They said that there's a battle pan catch right now because he's considering starting Richarlison and all those things because of what he did against Chelsea. And the other hand now, you know that Wolves has lost Morgan Gibbs-White to Nottingham Forest for a record fee in terms of player sale. They sold him for 25 million guaranteed plus 17 million in advance. That's a lot. And they have brought in the services of a Portuguese. Well, as always, they're building a Portugal squad. So they have brought in Matheus Nunes for a club record fee of 50 million euros. So big money spent. And they're hoping to gain. I'm not going to start with the man from London, so I'm going to start with the man from Anfield. So, Dean, when you look at this fixture and look at Tottenham, they're going to bring in Clement Longley. Yeah, I think he's the one that is going to get the go-ahead in terms of starting with Ramirez. So, when you look at this team. Let's see this game going.
Yeah, I think this is actually a good test for Spurs. I mean, I know Wolves go out and them get Nunes, and I spoke about him with the midfield struggles. So did have Liverpool, I mentioned, same Ghana Wolves. But I don't think that they needed another midfielder. They need somebody who is going to put the ball in the back of the net, especially with the Jimenez thing and what. I mean, Neto is there and Podence is there, but like the two of them not really make one in terms of goal contribution. Shayori, you add him as well. He's not one that's going to give you a lot of goals, and I mean, sure, he's going to be creative in some aspects, and so to the others. They even try Gibbs White the other day too as well, because they just can't find somebody to put the ball in the back of the net. What you can get from them though is having a good defensive shape. I know the coach is trying this new four at the back thing, and regular. That's why I'm running with Connor Cody, because him can't play in a four at the back system. He's used to playing three at the back. But I think Spurs will just have enough. And I know Romero, he probably just get calmer for pulling the man here. And so he's out. So I know he's out, but I think they'll have enough in attack to win this game. So I'm going to go for 3-1 to Spurs.
Okay, nice prediction. Sherwin, I don't know. I don't know what sort of mode they're in, if you're in the controversial mode or whatnot. But let me just do Jason role as Jason would do. I think in the last 3 or 4 matches, Wolves has gotten the better of Tottenham, even at Tottenham's home. So does that count for anything? Are you saying that with big coach Conte and the team that he has assembled, and with Wolves misfiring right now, Tottenham going into this one's favorite?
You see, the difference maker at Tottenham right now is not one of the 23 players that will be on the match sheet in terms of players. The difference at Tottenham right now is Antonio Conte, and that is a fact. That is a fact right now, right? I think he has changed a lot about the club, and certain history about the club. He's slowly taking his time, shading them little by little away, right? And he is a serial winner, and we all know that. Going to Tottenham, facing almost 70,000, close to 70,000 fans tomorrow. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for Wolves this time around, I think. Tottenham have strengthened their team quite impressively. They have added depth to their team, and it is not about they didn't just go out there and buy players. They bought quality players that would improve their team. A lot of teams were after Bissouma. There's always talk about Richarlison and all of that. So those were good additions to the team, right? So tomorrow, I think Wolves will be riding on the fact that they have gotten the better of them over the last 4 games. But I don't think that they will have enough tomorrow. I don't think Wolves have even started the league that impressively either. And Tottenham riding on the back of a controversial game versus Chelsea, coming out of that with a point. They will have an edge tomorrow going into that game at home, and I believe that Wolves will they won't handle what Tottenham will have, but they will come and play. But I think that Tottenham will just edge it out, probably 2-1 or something.
All right.
Yeah, just to add a little bit to what Sherwin said, Manila said Bones. The thing is, I don't think Spurs can play as badly as they did against Chelsea, because they were horrible in that game. And the fact that they could come away with a draw after playing so badly, I don't expect them to play that badly against Wolves. So I'm going 3-1 for you.
Yeah, and saying that Demo, without Antonio Conte, they would have lost that game against Chelsea. That guy just give an extra edge. I'm telling you, to that Tottenham team right now.
All right. Good night, Kish, Janai, Sensational Music, Bonnie Chin, Adrian Nicholson, Christoph. Big up on yourself. Now the same way. All right. So Nalda saying that Wolves barely score. Pepe saying he's going with a 3-1. Janai is saying that he's also going with a 2-1. Yeah. So
2-1, yeah.
Most people are going with a Spurs victory. And Kevin, who's a Chelsea fan, saying that
he's a win. That's the Spurs.
Yeah. And Cadlan Is an Arsenal fan saying that Wolves are the win. All right, so people remember, ensure that you hit the like button. I think what there's 30 people on the stream. For those who on Facebook, jump on over to YouTube, man. That's where you should be, man, and show that you keep on sharing it so we can get at least 100 viewers live at once tonight. Natalie, big up same way. Christoph, wow, 1-1. He's going for a draw. All right, let us see. But let's move on to the next game. And the next game we're going to look at will be Everton against Nottingham. And as just mentioned, Nottingham has signed what 16 players so far in the transfer.
Crazy.
Spending
Very crazy.
the money, but I mean, as a keep on beckoning, they needed these players. You could understand if they had players and they were signing all of these players, but they didn't have anybody. Most of their players were loans, contract was up and all that stuff, so they needed the players. They have done some real good acquisitions, some that a lot of people never thought they would have got. And they're also targeting Osim Or. I remember that Arsenal wanted that guy at one point, so they're trying to go after him, but they're battling with, as Sharon it's a captain for life team. So them and Crystal Palace are involved in a tug of war for him. And they're also trying to go after one more player. I think he's a fullback, Odriozola from Real Madrid. So the spending hasn't stopped. And if memory serves me right, they have spent the third most money in Europe this season. They have spent 148 million.
Yep.
But this game now, Everton, tricky.
Strugglements.
Banana did well for them, but just like Wolves, nobody able to put the ball in the back of the net. So well, look at this. How is it going? Anybody?
It's right now the one are kind of tricky because
Whoa.
it's going to spell bad for Everton if when Natalie say happen. It was not Everton but Frank Lampard.
Both.
Both. For me, if they lose this game tomorrow, the relegation battle has started for them. Easily has started for them. They barely escaped by the skin of their teeth last season. And if they do not win this game, this would be a third straight loss, right? Chelsea, Aston
Villa.
So it will be all else.
So it would be all else. That's a straight relegation battle. And why I say a straight relegation battle, understand, this is a team that struggled last season. Barely made it out. Barely made it into this season as a Premier League team. And that's why I think losing 3 games straight for them, their relegation battle would have already started. And that is going to, I can't even see Frank Lampard staying too long after tomorrow if he loses the game. Not very long. Normally, an announcement come on Monday morning. We might get it Sunday morning this time round, right? But, it's going to, for me, I think it's going to be an entertaining game. It's going to be an entertaining game. Everton wants to win. Nottingham Forest will be saying to themselves, okay, if we're going to catch somebody and break their neck, let us break Everton's neck, right? Because they're not doing well, right? So let's hold Uncle Frank and strip him. And everything that we can do to that Everton team tomorrow, we do it to them. Everton, on the other hand, is going to come and they're going to say, hey, 2 back-to-back defeat. No time to keep our heads down. Let's go and grab Nottingham Forest by the throat and see if we can hang them. Right? So I think it's going to be an entertaining 2-all draw for me.
Right. That's exactly what Christoph predicted. He said 2-all as well. And here's Michelle. As always, the
Everton for the win.
Optimist for Frank Lampard saying that Everton for the win.
Nah.
But Dimo, let's say
yeah. So for me, boss, listen, I don't know what is happening at Everton Football Club. I mean, I've always said that there's only 2 sides on Merseyside, and it's the Liverpool first team and the Liverpool under 23s. But listen, I don't know what.
You never switched it last season. Say 3 the Liverpool ladies.
No, we're not include them. But I don't know what is happening because, like you said, there's nobody to put the ball in the back of the net. They got so desperate. You see the man they bring on Rondon. Like Rondon, boss. Like I just don't understand. You have your star player who you just give the number 10, which is Anthony Gordon, He's in some unrest because Chelsea link with him, and Mr. Reports are come and say he probably wants to leave and all of this kind of stuff. And there's a little bit of unrest there, and he doesn't get a bag of goals either. I mean, he's their best player, and they cannot rely on him for a lot of goals. And him literally just come out of the academy last season. Like, we are going to depend on for goals. Anthony Gordon, another creative midfielder. They have Dele Alli. He
Stick up
doesn't
in for a
play.
minute. I think Dele Alli has gone to
Yeah, that man say
but
he doesn't
Timo, what I
play.
want to brought in as you
Mhm.
went there is that they're lacking goals right now. And they signed Onana. As I said before, Onana is kind of box to box midfielder in a sense. Now they're going after this youth from Ajax, Mohamed Kudus. They soon sign him. That man is basically another creative midfielder. So they've been linked with the striker from French League, Cyril Garassi, for close to a month now. You know that, as I said, Calvert-Lewin is a model right now. That man play football again.
Exactly.
Brandon, the man the best one behind him. Newcastle and down a Chinese league. I don't understand man they football there. So why is it that they never push ahead and try sign a forward? I just don't get the.
That's exactly what I'm saying. I don't know what is happening at that football club. I don't know how them decide these things. And you don't have somebody you can depend on for goals. And Dele Alli, who can probably try play a false nine, send him gone somewhere else. I mean, he's not on any form or anything, but you don't have a lot of goals coming from your team. And you ship out attacking midfielders like Dele Alli. It just don't make no sense to me. And I said it from the start of the season. Everton, with Calvert-Lewin out, you cannot depend on Anthony Gordon for all of your goals. So I actually believe, on the Nottingham Forest side, I actually believe that they caught life. West Ham kind of peppered them and were a bit unlucky not to even get a point out of the game. They lit the post much time. And Dean Henderson was on fire. Even they had a goal cleared off the line by Nico Williams. And I mean, West Ham were a bit unlucky. So in spite of all of that, though, Nottingham Forest played well and they got the goal and they won the game. I think that they're going to play well again. And this Everton team will not get anything out of this game. I think not if Nottingham Forest wins 2-0.
That means a Frankie gone.
I don't know the implications of what going to come afterwards, but we know them now in the game.
But before you move on, you would want to agree with Dima, because you would think you sell your best player to a Premier League club, but you haven't made the effort to replace that player. So I mean, I understand the thinking behind all of that.
And Levante, them are going to sign a midfielder. Like,
yes, it's another midfielder they must sign. But
because
finish.
No, every top management in the Premier League who sell their best player always try to sign as quickly as possible a player of either the same quality or of a higher quality for that position that's been vacated, right? Richarlison was their best player, so how you sell Richarlison and you still not replace him?
All right, so Kems, according to something that Emma just mentioned, I want to put it across to you. So Dele Alli, right? In January, when Frank Lampard signed him, Frank Lampard beat up Injuries and said, "Oh, I'm going to bring this man back to life. I'm going to make him one of the best players and show his full potential." Now come to what? August? You know, me hear this man I say, well, there's some offer on the table and we along with the player will decide what is best for him. How can you switch your mode so quickly after you see this man sit down on Tottenham bench for however long in a boss? And I like saying I don't know this man, and then you just dash him and just so. Without even giving him adequate game time.
But you have to remember, boss, this is a coach. He's seeing things that we can't see, right? So that's really a testament to how poor I believe Dele Alli is in training. That's just what I'm thinking. Because if he was, listen, when Lampard was talking him up, I think Lampard is thinking about the Dele Alli that he saw and found, right? Because remember, Lampard wasn't in the camp to see what was going on. And listen, Lampard at Everton just was desperate. Let's just be honest. He was desperate, right? So, anybody who is anybody who him could have get, him call him in. But I guess, getting him in and, and I think it's even more than just talent, because where talent is concerned, Dele Alli is talented. But I think it's more about discipline. And, I think it's more about the X's and O's. Are you willing to go in there and do what I asked to do if you're not going to get the ball? Can you run for 90 minutes and not getting the ball? Probably just have to sit behind the ball. Like those little basic things I don't think Dele Alli is willing to do. And as Demo rightly said, the man will depend on the farm, brother. So if Lampard has shipped you out of Everton, that says enough for me where Dele Alli is.
Done.
Yeah,
man, done.
that he's just not it anymore, right? So listen, I will never ever blame a coach to pivot, right? If I pick up somebody, it's just like you have a girl. If I pick up this girl and I say, yes, this is the best woman ever, and 2 weeks later, she's turned out to be crap, I'm gonna stop talk to her. I don't want you to hold me to it and say,
all right. So hold on, Kims. Let's flip this round now. Zane. So, for argument's sake, Demo used to talk to this girl.
Yep.
And Demo say to us, so, yo, this girl is not it. None at all. Seeing that her peak years are behind her.
Yep.
Now, Sherwin, go along to. Sherwin decides I'm going to date the girl. Yeah, Sherwin come out and say the same thing that, yo, this year's behind her. No, you got to take up that same girl. And you tell me, say, oh, you can get the best out of her and blah, 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 and all this.
Absolutely.
You're supposed to hold you accountable. When you go switch him out down the line, when he used to say, yo, you know, so I throw the man in that tell those, say, yo, in done.
Well, listen, I would say, Levon, you can definitely hold me accountable for that aspect. But I also think, you know, you should give me credit for not being wrong and strong. Understanding that, hey, because again, you know, Demo is probably looking for something different. Demo and Sherwin probably looking for something different from what me I look for. Probably, I believe this girl probably appealed to me in certain ways that she probably never appealed to Demo and them. But, again, what them always say, see me and come live with me are two different things, right? So when I look and I see her over there, so boy, she look nice to me. Come live with me now, not so much, right? So I think that's the case with Dele Alli. Like, you know, him come over, Lampard watch him in training, probably some little simple 1-2, some simple reads he's supposed to be making. He's not making. Lampard said, this guy is not even Everton quality. And listen,
the man wash from when Jack the bomb off him name. And the
listen,
man get the bomb off of the bomb Dele.
Yep.
It has never been the same.
And if listen, again, you know, coaches can have their bias in the Premier League, but one thing I've always said, I don't need to see you multiple times to know if you're a great coach. I don't need to see you multiple times to know if you're a great player. I don't need, you know, I suppose you can glimpse you, oh yeah, this person, oh yeah, that person. So I think Lampard looking and say, boy, Dele Alli, no, it's just not it. So you know, get him out of town. I don't blame him at all. I would have blamed him if he had Dele Alli to stay there and sit on the bench and say, yes, we're working with Dele Alli. Then I would have said, yo, Lampard, what the hell are you doing? But right now, I think he's fine.
All right. Give me a scoreline.
You want to get him prediction?
Scoreline.
Oh, I think Everton will win this game. You know, listen, I think, as Demo rightly said, I think Nottingham Forest was extremely lucky, and also West Ham was never good. I think it's a combination of both of them, right? Because West Ham should have clearly win that game. It should even come down to, Rice and Peas, like a penalty when miss and his absence and all of that. You know, West Ham should, this just notches above this team. And listen, I'll say one thing about, you know, the quote-unquote West Ham Nottingham game. I think I forgot about it. When David Moyes win or draw against a big team, I hear this man is a big coach. Oh, yes, man, big coach. Oh, he's going for Europe, all of them something. But when he lose to these little teams, I just hear a bunch of silence. Like, oh, he's just coaching West Ham. That's all right. Nothing wrong with that. But for this,
but he did make it into Europe.
No. But you know, they were ranking him like he's a top 5 coach. No, he's not. He's bottom team. Okay. But for this game, I honestly think Frank Lampard, I think they're going to win this game, right? I've seen a lot of little glimpses, especially even against Aston Villa. There were a lot of chances that Everton get that they could have get something out of that game, right? And I think Aston Villa obviously a much better team. I remember the top 6 defender Tyrone Mings was in that game. And you know, Everton was still giving fit. So I'm going with a 2-1 victory for Everton. And for the bettors out there, this is a game that you want to bet on. You want an Everton. Listen, if you're not Freddy, you can get an Everton double chance. But if you're not brave and bold,
that's too cheap.
Listen,
don't do it.
If you're not brave and bold, Everton win straight up.
All right, so Michelle was asking earlier, so Everton is selling $1.83 to win, while Nottingham is selling $4 to win. I'll take my chances, whether it be win or double chance over Nottingham. Me nah bet
Yeah,
for them
You're
at all.
crazy,
yeah,
man.
take
How
that.
you were your one?
But
Is that not is that a Forest home game?
no,
Everton.
Oh,
Everton.
okay.
What I'll say though is that about Dele Alli before I just move on to the next game. I remember when this guy started and I was saying, but I said yes, career revive back and everything. I'm say all right, I say a word, man. This is going to be a Jesse Lingard situation all over. Remember, I was just to cover United. Now Lingard was the man until what? I was say, yo, you're not good enough bench. So it's just similar situation play out.
A Pep
Sir,
daughter, brother.
Levan, funny man link with Pep data, different story, man.
That was just a Pep daughter.
But let's move on. Next game on the agenda will be Leicester against Southampton. Leicester possibly without Fafana tomorrow. Man, it's still swayed by that Chelsea offer. So I heard that he has requested to be left out of the team tomorrow. I don't know which one
Yep.
that is, but
Mhm.
Leicester are buoyed by the return of Harvey Barnes. He has been missing for a minute now, but he's back. You look at Southampton. Southampton is one of those teams where if Ralph Hasenhuttl slip, he shall slide out of that club, and he's resting his job in the hands of the youngsters and Ward Bros, because they're mainly built up of youngsters, and it was one of them that came on last week and I saved him in Sekou Mara, a youngster that they sent from Bordeaux. So good kid, but boy, sticky for Ralph this season, and right now them having a bottom three still in the, along with Fuller with Fuller on board. But scoreline. Kim's, I'll start with you this one.
Leicester will get their first win of the season. Obviously their first game, against Brentford that ended in a draw. I think, after we saw what unraveled last week, we should think that Leicester should feel fortunate to get a point because some teams didn't. But so I think that draw. And I think when they play against Arsenal, obviously Arsenal was the better team. But going up now against the Southampton team, as I say, is a bunch of youths. And listen, I'm not going to come on here like Demo and talk about Brendan Rodgers ad nauseum. The man just can't see. The man just Brendan Rodgers is a coach. He was the type of student where you get the question in the mock exam and you get the exam with the same question and you still get it wrong. That's a Brendan Rodgers too. It's like he just can't. It's just the same thing over and over. Set piece. I don't know. But I'm looking at Southampton right now and, they're not giving me, like, the serious or, they're on the same level as Leicester. I would say about Leicester though. A lot of things is going on in the team. Now I see that Manchester United won't go for Jamie Vardy. Now, the same Fafana thing that you're talking about. There's still some quote unquote whispers about Madison. There's some whispers about the next midfielder name again, man. Tillsman, another whisper about that. So, how those things can unravel a locker room. Hey, are you really dedicated to what is going on? Even though, they haven't got a win yet. But, I think that with all that's happening, I just think Southampton is not good enough, and I think Leicester is better. I think it will be for the betters, both teams to score, but I think Leicester will win 2-1.
All right. Showing.
Leicester versus Southampton. There's a lot of transformations and uncertainty that is surrounding the Leicester City team. But the thing that I didn't like about Brendan Rodgers last week is how negative he came to the Emirates in the first half, and he wasn't allowing his team to be expressive. And in the second half, when they came out with they tweeted their tactics, tweeted their formation, and they really put Arsenal under some serious pressure in the second half. I think they were unfortunate not to have had that opportunity to really get back into the game. And that showed me something about the Leicester City team, that they have the quality to overcome teams like a Southampton team coming tomorrow. So I'm going with a Leicester win tomorrow, and I'm going with probably a 3-1 victory for Leicester tomorrow, just by what I saw from them last week versus Arsenal.
All right. Demo.
Yeah. All I'll say is I think people are really downplaying the lack of leadership that Leicester has right now after Schmeichel go away. Like, not only was he one of their top players in goal, but is a man who from the goal, dictate like play. Him is a shouter, you know what I mean? Like obviously him not there in the midfield for do whatever, but him shout and him organize the back line.
Danny Ward
And
is
him do
not.
all huh?
Danny
Jesus
Ward is.
Christ, I mentioned Danny Ward, right? And I think that is a major part. Like after they scored against Arsenal, if me believe it's Michael he did it, so them not gonna just concede right away. So Michael gonna make them keep them headed of the game. Yo, you just score, you're most vulnerable after you just score. Make the back line more organized. You know what I mean? So I think that's a major blow for them in terms of Michael leaving and it's affecting the back line. Brendan Rodgers, I don't know. Vestergaard still a play for Leicester City? Soyuncu still a play? Like the man, I don't know if him still a use Amarty at centre, but like the man buy defenders and I use people who him buy for midfield as centre back. Like it just don't make no sense to me. Anyway, I have Leicester winning this game. I think Southampton they won't have enough in this game. I'm going 2-1 like Kim said for Leicester City.
All right. Quick, let's test right on the spot. Scoreline. Leicester Southampton.
Oh, this on the reach. I think the Leicester fans might be siding with Demo slowly but surely, wondering if Rodgers is the man to lead them forward. I don't really see much motivation going on around Leicester right now, but because they're playing my favourites for relegation, I might give them the victory here. Funny enough, when it comes to Southampton scoring first, I think they scored first in 13 of the 38 games last season, which went on to so they have a history of fast starts, and then on the opposite side, when Rodgers under Leicester, they have won like one game out of 14 when conceding first. So if Southampton score first tomorrow, Leicester not winning.
Wait,
But
Jason, something they never score first against Spurs too. The Ward-Prowse goal wasn't the first one.
Yes, exactly.
Oh yeah.
Exactly. And so Saints have especially under Ralph, they start off with high energy and they try to maintain it as much as possible. But I'm going with a Leicester wins. I'll say 2-1 in the Foxes' favor.
But Boxhead, quick Boxhead. Let me ask you a question, Boxhead. When you talk about them, no, honestly, Boxhead, serious question. No, not even a laughing thing. When you talk about them stats, I'm curious. You know, talk about it off your head or something you really study about. Like, and I am so, may I laugh though, but I'm so serious because it's really amazing how the man can say, well.
Exactly. You're the first day the man come on the show and ask the same question.
Your man said for him.
No,
All right, just like how when it comes down to youth players and players from all around the world, or we can just flip them off.
No,
that is
boss,
what this man does.
Boss, this is not the same thing. This is definitely not the same. Boss, this man telling me say score 30.
Yeah, the man studied that. That's what I'm trying to tell, that the man studied these things.
Boss, the man have woman, kids, work.
Impressive.
You always find time for football, man. So respect.
All right.
Kems, and you should remember this. So see, if you have interest in something, you're always going to find time for it, and you're always going to remember it. That's what I'm saying. So your hats off to him, man. But man, if you don't make a spot for himself, he might tune into too much Statsman Dave. So he need to name himself Statsman Jason and do
Yeah, man. I want to be idols, man. Statsman Dave. Me always marvel at him. So just
that man is crazy, fam. But let's move on to the next game. The next game we're going to look at is Fulham against Brentford. I'll look at this one. Boy. Right now, first time for me, I want Brentford to walk them up. Why? I think me forget it, Mitrovic. Last week when I cost me money, me now forget that Brentford always. Scoreline for Sherwin. Just give me the scoreline.
3-1 Brentford.
Demo.
3-1 Brentford.
Jason.
2-1 to Brentford.
Kems.
This game will definitely be a draw. It'll be a 1-1 draw. Brentford kind of dropped them guard last week playing against a bug team. So I think they're a little bit too high right now. All who are going on that did laugh. Fulham has been really compacting in the 2 games that they play. They have really been confident. They have been defending as a team, and they have been playing at a really, really high level. So they can go and skin teeth and laugh.
Your scoreline long, man.
If I had said draw against, if I said draw against Liverpool, oh no, that dead with laughter. But this will be a draw game.
So Levan, the deal for legend come true for Fulham.
Who that?
Mr. Marpay, man.
They engage in a battle, man. Then Nottingham, man. I think Palace in the mix as well.
Really?
After Neil Marpay, big striker. Sherwin, you're a boy that. I know Sherwin then at the comments tonight. So Sherwin, what going with your boy?
Sherwin. Get it right.
Sherwin.
Sure.
Not Sherwin, Sherwin.
Good Sherwin, man, say Sherwin, boss. You're just paranoid.
But let's move on to the.
Wait. Speaking of wins, guys in the comment section, apart from liking the video and stuff, please keep us updated on the West Indies scoreline. Talking about wins, all right? Thanks.
I don't hear about that, Judge.
Them all out.
Yo, wicked man, there you. Man, really still interested in West Indies. But next game we're going to look at is alright, so it seems like it has rained. No, it's going to restart at 22 o'clock. That is at about 9 o'clock thereabouts. So rain out at play.
Not good for West Indies.
Alright, let's continue. But Crystal Palace, Aston Villa. Villa, you're gone back on loan or you're not go back over there, so you look for a better club to go.
Oh.
You.
Yeah, I'm definitely when I get to them I'll tell you about I'm definitely full-time Villa, not loan anymore. That's 100% buy. Villa buy me. It was an option to buy and they buy me. So my team has 3 points, some team have 0. So
Alright, give me a prediction for this one.
Which one? The Villa game?
Yeah, man. Palace
Villa and Crystal Palace. Listen, again, what I'll say is that, they always said God don't like ugly, and I know Demo would like that reference. God really don't like ugly. Steven Gerrard take brave heart and take the captaincy and drop Mings. And see, Mings end up come save him life. And see, Carlos now, him rupture this, tear this, so he's out for the foreseeable future. And now Mings again have to come back and save Steven Gerrard's tail for him not to get fired. Listen, again, when I was watching that game, I was like, how is it possible that people with any football sense, any football knowledge cannot rate Tyrone Mings? This man should be starting for England. Like this man is no, I'm not even laughing, This man is such a presence. Listen, again, when you have a defender of that magnitude, this man is around 6'5", 6'6", big, strong, right?
Yo, Miss Suez, when you talk about right now, those are Matos and
I'm talking about
Cannavaro and all those sort of fellas.
Right? And what listen, I might time to talk. When you laugh, mute the audio. Listen. When I went ahead, and I'm looking at it and I'm looking at Mings and I'm saying, what a blasted professional. Take away the captaincy, everything, and man just come in and marshal that defense against Everton. And yes, Everton, small sample size, whatever, but guess what? We have a player who is in front of us. We cannot play against Everton. When we play Manchester City. No, we play against Everton, we take care of business. And I said, once Mings is there, we will get our first victory. So said, so done. So looking at this game, obviously Mings will start again and have to cover up for cancer and all those persons who don't know how to defend at a high level as him. Just have to bring the weight. So I'm not sure the status of Coutinho, but in the 2 games that he has played, he has looked poor. I have to kick him out of my FPL team. Kick him right out. Because first he gave me 2 points and then 0. So I have to kick him. That's an average of 1. I have to kick him out of the side. Matty Cash is them say 75%. Huh?
Where kicked out?
Coutinho. Right out. I kick him out. Matty Cash them say it's possible to play some leave me in right now. But I'm looking at this game, Crystal Palace. Oh man, they should have definitely got that win, against Liverpool with Zaha. I think Crystal Palace have a problem with scoring goals. Like they don't know how to find the back of the net, and I think that will cost them along with Mings' sturdy, professional, excellent defending. So I'm going with the Aston Villa 2-0 victory. 6 points on the board.
Right. Demo.
Yeah, I'm going for a 2-2 draw in that game.
All right. Sherwin.
I think this is going to be the second best game of the season, of the weekend. I think both managers, they have a thing for each other, and they will motivate their team to come out and play. Not as deep as how Mr. Man here is saying it for the last 5 minutes, but it's going to be a really tough game. And if anyone is going to win, it is going to be by 1 goal. So either 1-0 or 2-1. And I'm going to go with Crystal Palace winning this game 1-0.
Jason.
I know it's funny because this particular game doesn't have the feel of something that is particularly violent, but as Sherwin mentioned, you have the 2 managers, 2 elite PL captains, Patrick Vieira and Steven Gerrard, who will ensure that both of their teams get kept on their toes. And it's a interesting game. It's an interesting game for bookings because, like in the last 6 meetings between these 2 teams, there have been 35 bookings that have been dished out, 32 yellows and 3 reds. Sorry, so it has the potential to be a nasty affair, and with their managers, it can only get worse. But I would say the match will be a draw. So 1-1.
Let me just correct you a little bit, Jason. Again, and these are the things, I know you're a statsman and so, but you don't get inside the team. So let me give you a little bit. When Mings is on the pitch, one of his duty is to ensure that everybody stays.
Again, bro.
Hold on, boss. You're not the host. If the host stop me, then okay, but you just listen, right? You listen. Put the thing on mute and listen, right? What you have to understand, Jason, is one of Ming's duty is to ensure that he keeps everyone in accordance, where the yellow cards and the red cards are concerned. Because obviously, Steven Gerrard don't like when his players get red cards. So, I think for Crystal Palace, they might play a little bit dirty, especially when losing. And, especially when Mings decide to lock down Zaha and put him in prison. It is good. What you laughing, boss? Listen, the game against Crystal Palace, you might see Mings. Listen, I wouldn't be surprised. Listen, again, I have him as a top 6 defender last season under Steven Gerrard. That is my bias. Whoever want to argue with that, argue with the girlfriend and the boyfriends. Don't argue with me, right? However, after this performance, I guarantee you, Southgate will be looking and saying, there is I must find a way to get this man in the team.
About Mings 5 minutes a while ago.
No.
Hey, you would have straight him up for the Ballon d'Or. You would have
Listen. I don't think you can understand how special this person is. The man is a...
All right. So hold on a second. Hold on, man. So, you say you're going to request segments like these to talk about Mings and things like those. You have to pay a little fine, so...
All right, I'm responding. Listen, Jason said something, boss, and I was just responding, placing clarification so the viewers can understand what is happening. That's all I was doing.
The viewers are here, man, and the viewers don't agree with the viewers and say, I idiot. That's what Mings is nowhere up here.
After tomorrow's game, once again, Kems will be proven right, and then I'll hear, okay, I'm sorry, Kems. It's a regular rotation.
Jaja. Let's move on. Next game we're going to look at is one that, boy, that's why I would never want you to talk for 5 minutes a while ago, because so this man I will request probably 15. So we're going to talk about Bournemouth against Arsenal, and Arsenal are on a very good run. And if memory serves me right, I don't think Arsenal have won their first 3 opening games since they went on a 49-game unbeaten run way back whenever, I think 18 years ago. So, boy, tough one for them, but they're coming up against a soft side, a side that is going to get relegated. So sure win. Floor is all yours.
You see, this is not a season where I will elaborate on this Arsenal team too much, right? It's just a 3 minutes type of thing, right? No, nothing long. I think this game is as I call it, it's going to be a very good test again for Arsenal. I think they are booming with confidence. Booming with confidence. They made again really good signings. It's an opportunity for them to go 9 points in the first 3 games. So there isn't really much about it tomorrow. That probably Arsenal will win probably 4-0, and maybe for the bettors out there, they can probably jump on Jesus scoring a hat-trick tomorrow or something like that. It doesn't really matter.
Jaja, somebody gives Mush me the triple cap him.
Yeah, man. Easy pickings, man. Arsenal 9 points tomorrow. Easy pickings. If you really want push it, just bet Jesus to score the first goal and last goal and the last goal and a hat trick.
Jaja.
Easy piece. Enough money
meditation.
That. Yeah, man. Enough money that, man.
Alright, Bunchin saying 2-1. Terry saying that 3-0 and Jesus to score. Adrian saying that 4-1 to Arsenal. Jason, scoreline.
I will go 2-0. I will go 2-0 in front for Arsenal over Bournemouth, because it's funny to me how Sherwin said the match are gonna be a tough test, but yet Arsenal are going to win 4-0. Bournemouth not being no tough test, boss. Bournemouth is another favourite to go down. And let me just tell you how poor Bournemouth has been since the start of the season. Even though it's just 2 games. Gabriel Jesus by himself had 15 touches in Leicester's box last week. Bournemouth have 14 for the entire season. So that alone shows you how poor Bournemouth is.
Wow.
And think about it, Jason. Who them really have up forward?
Wow.
It's not the case as if even if Solanke has been playing either. So who them really have up front?
Exactly. So this is going to be a cakewalk for us now. So I don't know where everyone's coming from with this tough test. But just come out. It is 3-0 to Gunners and just leave it this. So.
All right, Kems.
I definitely have to take a different approach, because if I'm supposed to listen to Bones, and Bones only going to tell me say Arsenal will lose to the big teams, the Man Cities and the Liverpools and those teams, right? But I mean, obviously history goes against Bournemouth, right? Because I think in their 9 meetings, Bournemouth have only beaten Arsenal once, right? So it don't go for Bournemouth. But listen, I don't have enough rationale. I don't have no exquisite points. I don't have no graphic, but I just think it's going to be a draw. My spirit is telling me a draw. I feel a 2-2 draw. Listen, Arsenal is a better team. They have the better players. They have more money. They have everything, right? But again, a lot of persons talking about Jesus scoring. And I saw a stat, that said that once Jesus scores, his team has never lost once he scores a goal in a Premier League game. So looking at that, I will hope he doesn't score, because then it wouldn't spell good for me. But I'm going a 2-2 draw. Bournemouth 2, Arsenal 2.
This is a game at Bournemouth, right? It's a home game for Bournemouth. And the thing is, when you play in there, it's a very small field, and the crowd there on you. I remember when Arsenal played Brentford in that field, they were on them as well, and they had a little pressure. But this Arsenal team is a lot different. By the way, that All or Nothing documentary is fire. If you don't watch it, you need to go watch it. I really enjoy watching that. But Arsenal should have it easy. And for the FPL people, this is who your captain should be. During this week, it has to be Jesus. Jesus will have a field day against this team, and I'm going for a 4-0 victory as well for Arsenal.
Okay. I'm also going with Arsenal to win big. Scoreline, I don't know. But Jesus will accompany me. So I take captaincy of Salah and put it on you. ramp with me here. But let's move on to the next game. And the next game will be between Brighton and West Ham. So key thing about this, at this current point in time, Brighton has the best midfield out of the two teams. And the thing that has puzzled David Moyes a lot is that Solskjaer has lost his goal scoring touch that he had at the beginning of last season. And also, defensively, he's not the best. If you catch him in the middle, 1v1, that's it, man. And then you have a man beside him, rice and peas. People say rice pudding, people say bun up rice. He cannot do it alone. They have been searching the entire window for a dynamic midfielder. Look at Matthias Nunes, turn them down. Look at Onana, turn them down. They're going after Hans Vanaken from Club Brugge. First bid has been turned down already. They're trying to go back after him again. And there's other players that they're trying to chase, but it's just not happening for them. And up forward, David Moyes is smart. Let's play the scammer. Antonio, yes, he has had one and two good touches, but he's totally off the ball. And right now, West Ham is a struggling team. And they're on the cusp of signing Emerson Palmieri from Chelsea as well as a left back. So they're going to get him. But Brighton on the other hand, they went out and they got a replacement for Cucurella. They signed Pervis Estupian from Villarreal, Ecuadorian. And you know that they already have two out there already in Jeremy Sarmiento and Moses Caicedo. So I look at this team, good team overall. And I love what Graham Potter has done with them. So how do we see this one going?
So let me just start quickly, right? Listen,
Dima boy,
I
this is a 6.
I the Dimo boy is
Yeah,
6.
why not?
What happened? What happened?
All right, so revised condition, same target, just that one bowler can only bowl 9 and couple bowl 8. So yeah, they are
Who lick
7.
a 6?
Hussein.
All right. Go ahead, Kev. Go ahead.
Six out, 6 ball out. But anyway, listen, what I'll say is that rice and peas, and it's going to be very ironic, but he's not the main course. He's the ingredients. You need better than him around him that can complement him, right? I don't think he can be the man, in that midfield to carry, any team. No England, no West Ham, no none of those teams, right? And again, he's coming up against a midfield that is definitely going to outnumber him and definitely going to get the better of him because we saw him struggle against poor little Nottingham Forest midfield who they haven't even played together for 24 hours yet. And they confuse him, he didn't know what to do, look lost, get the penalty. We knew what happened, not going to relive that. So I'm looking at this game though, and I'm saying Levon is saying play the scam. I'm saying give Antonio another chance. Give him another chance. Give him another chance up there. It's just 2 games in the season.
And he scored today.
Yeah, and he scored today. Not even didn't know that, right? But
Well, yesterday.
yeah. But I think that the season young. He's finding his footing. Give him a chance against a Brighton team that is indeed beatable. And I think West Ham will win. I think they'll win in spite of Rice. I don't think Rice will add anything to it. I mean, he's an okay footballer, not $100 million. Not
Right, so here we going, bro. You hear what you're just saying about guess what? December and they're too close, so that chance business they will not work with.
Yeah, I know. Give him a chance, man. So I'm going with a 2-1 West Ham victory, and I'm going with Antonio and obviously the big baller, the real baller, Jared Bowen on the score sheet. So I'm
All right, so Kim's goat mode actually worked. So Hussein is gone.
Oh my gosh.
We're telling 6 out.
So they're 72 for 8 now.
72 for 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, feel good moments.
No,
Can't still get weekends.
I lie, man. 172 for 8, man. 172.
No. They can't still make it demon over yourself.
But,
Boss, football we're talking.
before I get in the other guys, but remember people, like up the stream and subscribe and share the video so more people can follow on the stream. So also people on Facebook, come on over to YouTube, man. So Demo, go ahead.
Yeah, well, I think this game is winnable for both teams, and that seems like it's going to be an exciting game because I think both teams believe that they can win this. The thing is, I think Brighton should have a lot more confidence. I think they're playing excellent football. Trossard, I mean, he has looked really lively this season, and I think that he will do well in this game as well. So look out for Trossard. Not saying to put him in a FPL team, but just look out for him in this game. And like Levon was mentioning, Soucek and the midfield for West Ham, they haven't started well. Both him and Rice and the rest of them, but I think that this game they can stand up. I think the midfield of Brighton is better, obviously, but I think that they can stand up in this game. I'm going for a Brighton win, though. I think Brighton are going to edge it, and I'm going for 2-1 to Brighton.
All right. Before I get in, Jason and Sherwin, just to tell you guys that I'm going to Victoria this weekend for this game. So, Jason, you can go ahead.
I've this game for a 1-1 draw.
Victoria.
I think West Ham may end up a bit more lethargic after playing on Thursday, but I mean in I think with Rice, and I mean it's funny about Rice. I mean I wonder if the curse of following, because in the summer, or at least even before the season ended, there was this whole heap of talk about Rice being sold, and David Moyes repeatedly came out and said it's not for sale, or if you're going to put up 150 million, you can't get him. And you're wondering if, because he never get the move, whether based on his personal motivation or otherwise, if that is going to affect him, and then well, of course, his value will automatically plummet, because he's not going to renew with West Ham and he's going to event. But you're wondering if David Moyes should have just cashed in when he had the chance. But I mean, what can't cry over Spielmake. But yeah, I say a 1-1 draw for both.
Yeah, that's a can't cry over Spielmake. I mean, I can't cry over Bono Price. But anyways, Sherwin.
I agree with Jason with the scroll line. I think a 1-1 draw too. I think Brighton will dominate the football. They will dominate the game. However, I think it's going to be an entertaining 1-1 draw, and very entertaining one. This is going to be the third best game of the weekend.
All right. Next one we're going to look at is Leeds against Chelsea. Leeds feeling disappointed, went up 2-0 last weekend, and they end up let Southampton come back and get a 2-2 draw. Not good for them, knowing that they're a team that will be fighting relegation. So yeah, drop points right there. But however, coming up against a Chelsea team who felt undone last weekend against Tottenham, buoyed by some good football in some sense, because the man with the wig did play good last week. That's Kukurea was playing good, and Chelsea overall has looked good so far. But they're without the service of Kante. I think he's done injured now, and as I said before, that man can't keep fit again. Once he played 2-3 games back to back, that's it for Kante. Cannot keep it. So look at this one. I'm gonna start with Jason. Go ahead.
It will be a tough game for Jesse March and Leeds. I think they will be without Bamford in this game, and that just make their chances even worse. So I will go for a Chelsea win. Chelsea last season had a very good record against teams that finished in the bottom 10 away from home. They won 9 out of those 10 games and only conceded 4. So Chelsea have the momentum, the trends, and the history on their side. So I would say Chelsea wins 2-0 against Leeds.
All right, Sherwin.
Sure. Again, it's a clear giveaway. For me, I think the Chelsea team is a bit short this season. I think they could do with some more quality to their squad. However, I think they will have enough to get past this Leeds team. Leeds have started pretty confident, would have been dented by the fact that they allowed Southampton to get back into that game last weekend. But that's football, right? It's going to happen week in, week out. So that's just the Premier League. But I think Chelsea will have enough. It won't be a runaway victory. I think they will probably win the game like something like 2-1.
All right, Kems.
I always say that you learn a lot by a coach's interview and what the coach have to say and what his focus is on, right? And Jesse Marsh come out and say, if they allow Thomas Tuchel to be on the touchline, then this is a travesty to the football. And after such behavior, blah, 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 blah. That showed me that he's already afraid. He's not ready for the game, and he knows that obviously his team will be dominating. I am going for a 6-0 Chelsea. All right, laugh again. It's always laughing when it don't happen yet. And then when it happens, oh my God. But I'm going for a 6-0 Chelsea victory, right? I believe, that game against Tottenham, wake up the troops. Because as Tuchel said, and I'll echo those sentiments, that game that Chelsea played, they played a great game, and they deserve to win, right? But that is football, and I think they'll come out on all cylinders. And listen, all we're talking about the 2-2 draw, again, it could have well and be 4-4, 5-4, based on how the Southampton Leeds game go. So I'm going at 6-0, possibly 7-0 win for Chelsea.
All right. Demo.
I'm going for a 3-1 victory to Chelsea. I think that they will win the game comfortably. And despite the form of Rodrigo, who have started like a house on fire, he might be the one to get them the goal. But I think that Chelsea will prevail 3-1.
All right, and here's the Chelsea man, John, is saying that Kante is finishing. Gallagher should be starting. That's why Chelsea after the young, because Kante and Kovacic can't keep fit. So it needs strengthening in that department. Something that you guys missed a lot of. So, Kims, give me a scoreline for Tottenham against Wolves.
Tottenham against
to win 6-0. How much are you giving Tottenham?
Against Wolves, 2-0. It's an early game. Tottenham not like them early game. They're 2-0.
All right, Jason, what scoreline you have?
Or for that same game?
Mm-hmm.
Wolves to win 2-1.
Wait, so no, the vice or whoever you say your name on this thing. Who are win 2-0?
Spurs.
Oh, because you said Spurs are like the early game.
No, if it was a later game, then would have probably win 4-1. But no, a 2-0.
A 3-goal more to the game for my ticket sweet in a brother. So a 3-goal and better score, yeah, man. Tottenham winner over 2.5. That is what we're working with.
All right, sir.
But let's move on to the next game. And next game will be the late game on Sunday. It will be Newcastle against Man City. This time, we'll start with Sherwin. Just go ahead.
Very interesting one. This very, very interesting one. Again, I think the City team again is short. The squad, sorry. I think the squad is short. Let me not say the team. The squad
that
is
makes no sense. That's not true.
Make it explain yourself.
Hey, we already have one man. We already allow one man 20 minutes to talk madness already too. So if me talk madness, sit down and listen, no man. Anyways, I think the City team is short the quality that they've had over the past 5 seasons. Right? That's what I think. That's what I believe. Them going down to Newcastle can be a tricky test at the start of the season. Because Newcastle, we know they have a tendency since under Eddie Howe to play good football, be aggressive on their home ground. And I think that's exactly what they will come out to do tomorrow to try and nullify this City team. As I said, the key thing for me is the early start in the season. Had this been a March or a January game, I would have probably been thinking differently now. But tomorrow, I think Newcastle will put up a fight against City, and for me, they will probably earn a point out of this one tomorrow. I'm going for this one, a 2-2 draw tomorrow.
You know that I just read right through what you said. Number one, at the end of tomorrow, Arsenal will be at top of the table. So because you don't want City this place, so you're going for a draw. It's a psychological show, and we all know this. But anyways,
I think about Arsenal, no big man.
Anyways, all right, Jason, look at this one, and I'm thinking that they always in one corner thinking that, so me I go with a back 3 though. Seth Batman, Dan Burn, and Fabian Schär. So when I look at this, if they decide to do that and stack up that back line and also the midfield, City will break them down. Give me a scoreline and what you think.
In all honesty, whether back four or back five or back three, I think Eddie Howe just have to accept him fate. That's how I see it. City just look so far, just look a totally different team with Erling Haaland as a focal point, and he will be even much more of a difference come Sunday. I mean, Newcastle has been good in the entire calendar year of 2022, averaging 2 points a game, highest in their history. But if there's one manager that Eddie Howe do not want to see, it is Pep Guardiola. How do you lose 10 games out of 10 against one manager? So that is going to be the issue in reality. Newcastle will try. I agree with Bones that Newcastle will fight and they have the quality to at least try to cause City damage. But I mean, City's talent will just override them, in my opinion. And maybe with Bones' logic, him probably thinking say City weaker because him have two City players, Zinchenko and Jesus. But apparently him don't see who replace them. So that being said, a comfortable victory for Man City. So I say 2-0 in the citizens' favor.
Alright. Demo.
I watched Manchester City in their first game and I looked at that bench. Calvin Phillips never play. Bernardo Silva never play. John Stones never play. Julian Alvarez never play. And this brother will come tell Laporte never play. And this brother will come tell me it's a Manchester City shot. That makes no sense. But anyway, I think
Zinchenko or Sergio Gomez, where are you taking?
Say that again?
Zinchenko or Sergio Gomez, where are you taking?
Zinchenko him have the experience in the Premier League. But I'm going for a comfortable City win, 3-0. St. Max will do the best he can. He will try to not. Why am I laugh? You try his best to galvanize his team. Obviously he'll create chances, but I don't think it will be enough. I see another clean sheet coming for Ederson and that back line. So I'm going for a 3-0 victory to Manchester City.
You know, I did this deliberately, right? I knew you were going to mention St. Max, so I deliberately left this man to speak on the game last. So Kems, go ahead.
I'm not even responding to that. Honestly. I don't even think Dimo believe what you said, but what can I say about this game? Obviously, Newcastle has been, all I can say, money and also the coach that they got, but they've been a totally different team, from Eddie Howe came in, even without, spending all that money, just the culture and, the culture that he built in Newcastle. You see all of the players believe in him, they play for him, and he coached for the players, right? But again, this is just a beast that's just too big to handle. And, and I think right now, Manchester City, I think, Pep Guardiola always thinking 50 steps ahead. He's thinking, man, if I can go up 9 points, who knows what happens in that Liverpool game? I can put myself in a comfortable spot. People say it's going to be a tough game. It'll probably just be a tough game, but it's just how long, right? I think City will win this game. I don't think it's going to be any 5 or 6 or 7. I think it will just be a nice, like a 2-piece. I don't know what's that. That's a big deal. That's a big deal out there in Jamaica now. A big deal. So I think it'll be a big deal with a side of fries and so and coleslaw. And then, I think Haaland will get himself involved. I see Pep is deliberately trying to get him involved, trying to get him some touches and so. But obviously, Man City is just a better team, have the better players, have the better coach, better facilities, better everything, right? So I'm going with a City win. One thing though, Levon, I see some people in the comment section. Listen, I just think, going back to the Leeds game, boss, I think Leeds concede a big score every season. And I think this one, I don't think United can drop any big score. They're the ones getting the big score scored on them this season. So I think Chelsea will take over those, and that's why I think Chelsea will win 6.
But them concede a big score on the Bielsa and Bielsa ball.
Yeah. But the thing that Kim just mentioned as well, Nadim, is that it's a Leeds and Southampton. they're due a dump up from a team each season.
And I'm saying with Bielsa, the way
No, but
Bielsa play, expect to get a dump up somewhere.
no,
The man the defend boss.
no, but the thing is, Demo. Remember when Marsh took over, it was survival mode, right? It was a survival mode kind of thing. Right now, it's kind of like freelance, and I think if Chelsea take their chances, how I know they should, I think it can be 6, 7, 8. It can be that number, but we'll see.
Yeah, not
Alright.
happening.
And over to the next one. Final game of the match weekend that will be played on Monday, the relegation battle. Two teams that are struggling. One is at the foot of the table, Celadorlas. They have gone out and they have signed one. Casemiro hasn't been fully confirmed as yet if he has been agreed. And obviously, some United fans are in jubilation mode because they'll see the back of McFred. They're tired of that, so finally they get a good center defensive mid, but some are still disappointed because they're saying that it's a panic buy and it shows a lack of direction from the club because this man was never on their target list, and they realized after 2 games that the team is trash and they needed a player. So look at that, and they're still targeting 2 more players in Anthony from Ajax. Ajax said they want 100 mil. They're also targeting Cody Gakpo from PSV. PSV said they have to wait until after their Champions League game next week before that move goes through. So, yeah, McFred once again, it is against Liverpool. So, here what? I'm just going to start with Jason. Can just go ahead, Jason, and talk about your team.
Boy, I know. I know Dima must be happy because at least at the time at which the deal is being confirmed, I know if there's one person from Madrid him don't want to see is Casemiro. So, so I know he will be happy from his absence.
Nonsense.
The thing is, I mean, 9-0 last season, like 5 at Old Trafford, 4 at Anfield. Like, how do United attempt to close the gap when I know Liverpool, personnel wise, for this game has weakened, whether due to injuries, suspensions, or otherwise. But the first 2 games for United have been obviously very atrocious. So, I mean, as a United fan, there's not much optimism that is going to go into United getting a result from this game. I know persons use the opportunity in pre-season, wax lyrical, say, oh, United beat Liverpool, win the Bangkok Trophy 4-0 pre-season. Yeah, but we kind of shoot ourselves in the foot because if the result go the way, God forbid it goes, then we're going to see
Hold on. So, where's the man shouldn't celebrate?
No. They have all right. They have all right.
As a demo that say anyone but my enemy, them beat them and celebrate.
Boss, if right anyway you book your rivals, you beat them. I am of the same mentality. But there are a couple of things that are interesting regardless. I didn't even know that Liverpool have gone behind in 6 straight Premier League games. I didn't even know. I'm sure probably Dino probably noticed that, but they have had to come from behind in 6 straight Premier League games. So that's
why I always tell him so we're gonna concede.
That in itself may be a bit of a concern for Jurgen. But in reality, I mean, in both matches against Liverpool last season, United conceded in the first 5 minutes. So obviously, and this season, United has conceded goals, the opening goals in both games. And you know, when United concede the opening goals, they get rattled, they get dejected, they get demotivated, and that's when the collapse starts to happen because, of course, we seem to lack some mentality monsters, as they would call it. But overall, I mean, I feel United will get their first goal of the season. Outright goal, because own goal, but first outright goal against Liverpool. But I still think they come out on the losing end. So I go Liverpool to win 3-1.
Alright. I'm going to go to Demo, but before Demo talk about that, your team has finally crossed the 100 mark, so they are 100 for 8.
How much overs?
That's what? think it's 30.1
And
thereabouts.
Correa still a bat?
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Easy
Wait,
win, easy win.
before Demo go on, Lova, I want you check the odds in the meantime and confirm on just bet because I
Or
think online with the overseas markets, I think they said is the highest odds United have been given to get a victory in Premier League history, aside from the game against 2019 Man City. So more you check how high the odds are for United get a
Wow.
victory.
alright, so the last time I saw it, it was selling like for $5.74, I think.
There you go. And that
So
game against
Let me
Man
check it
City,
back. Actually, it
that
has
game
dropped now.
against it has dropped.
It has dropped to $4.75.
Oh, since we signed Casemiro, right drop, but Casemiro not playing.
Oh, Demo, your boy
Casemiro
just
not
hit an X6.
Yeah,
what
man,
you
but
say?
yeah, because
Joseph just hit a 6.
that game against City in 2019, United got 6-1 to get a victory. So that is why they say it's the second highest. But can go ahead, Demo.
Yeah, but me not go be long, cause I know Kemza take up the whole of the time and Ole might squeeze in somewhere somehow. So so I mean, obviously I went on a rant last show. Since then
Clap out.
Firmino has come back into the team. Seems to have, he was back in training, and I am super ecstatic that he'll be leading the line and not the Uruguayan Andy Carroll for this game. I'm thinking that is a blessing in disguise for me in terms of newness starting the game. I think that a lot of people have this as a hard game, but for me, this is probably the easiest game of the season for us so far, and that's saying a lot. Seeing that we played Fulham and Crystal Palace, I think Manchester United are just
relegation team.
they're just in a big mess right now. They don't seem like they know what they're doing. They don't the coach don't seem to know like who we want to start, what this passing out from the back thing now work. They seem like him confused. And as long as Firmino is playing, that press is going to be there again. And so once we are pressing that back line, if they're still passing out the back and if them start that Martinez Maguire partnership again, it's going to be very bad. I think that Liverpool are going to win this game. I think we're going to get
dropped though.
who? Maguire get dropped? Well,
Alright,
that that not seem like good news to Liverpool. But I think that with Firmino back in the team, we should be performing a lot better. I think that with him dropping deep and causing a lot of problems for the back line and the midfield, that would enable Salah to get in and Luis Diaz to do what he does, creative wise on his side. The only problem is obviously our midfield and Naby Keita. Even though it is said that he is unhappy, he is back and he was on the bench in the last game, so he should be involved in the game as well. So we'll get back 2 players out of the 12 with it injured, and so Joe Gomez seems to be fully fit now. He should partner Van Dijk and not Phillips in this game as well. So we're slowly getting back our players, and so I see this game as a very comfortable win. The only thing is that if these people are going to protest to get the game off, because I heard that there's some protests being planned, and the last time when we get the game stopped, I'm going to really want that to happen again. So I'm going for a 3-1 victory to Liverpool.
All right, Kems.
All right. Let me talk quickly. This is Ten Hag's 3rd game. Already have 2 L's. Already the first Manchester United manager, and I must reiterate for the audience, provide the audience with credible.
Don't call that guy name tonight, please. I already gave you the flowers.
No, that's all right. But again, my job is to provide the audience with credible information, right? So now, when you look at Ten Hag, 2 games, 2 L's, the first Manchester United manager in history, a 4-0 deficit in the first half. History, right? Now, let us talk about another Manchester United manager in history. Ole, the first Manchester United manager to win 6 straight Premier League games in history. This is not something I make up, something I'm find.
The real stats, man.
No, I'm looking here. Cardiff 5-1, Huddersfield 3-1, Bournemouth 4-1, Newcastle 2-0, Reading 2-0, Tottenham Hotspur 1-0. Those are the 6 games that Ole played. Now, if we look at Ten Hag tenure now, he play against Brighton, he play against Brentford. I think Tottenham is better than that. I think Bournemouth at that time under Eddie.
Oh hell no! Don't do it.
Under Eddie Howe.
Not do it, bro. That was the same season they got relegated. Not do it, brother.
This was earlier. This was
not do it. Not do it, bro.
That was when Harry Wilson banging the free kicks here came. So make Levan tell you look.
Yeah. Listen, what I say is no, right? And Levan, I disagree with the Manchester United fans who say there's no direction. Again, his first plan was Frankie. Frankie said, no, I don't want no part. Listen, I prefer to fight with Barcelona over my wages. I want no part of Manchester United, 0. And then run away from that. And then somebody else, I know, Casemiro say he wants a new challenge, and United will them to pay him a whole heap of money. So he say, hey, let me just go over there. I'm on the East Church.
Right, so hold on. Lack of direction. Why? You spent 4 months chasing one guy. 4 months, chasing one guy. And each time you go to the guy said, no. No. You go after Rabiot. Like, why never target Casemiro before you even go to Rabiot? Since Casemiro was part of the plan, now, why didn't you go for him instead of Rabiot?
Probably at the point in time wasn't available. Like, who knows? Listen,
bro, it was just last week. What do you mean,
But all you have to do is mention Arnautovic. That's it. No direction. From you mention Arnautovic, no direction.
No direction.
What I say, Levan, after that whop up from Brighton and then that whop up from Brentford, listen, I don't care who them have to go for somebody, right? They have to go for somebody. They have to show them to do something, because obviously the team that we have, that you guys have now, is just not it, right? So looking at this game, I know Salah is happy, and I know Klopp come out and he went at Gabby and said, "Oh, Gabby, we gave you 6-0." But listen, privately, Klopp is saying, yes. Yeah, wait for what them boy. Listen, this game can get ugly real fast. And I think Liverpool will keep a clean sheet in this game. I don't care who is in the defense or the midfield. Manchester United at this current juncture, I'm sorry, it's just not good enough. They are not good enough. They are very... I'm not even going to say they're poorly managed, because the poor man in there just come on him and try a thing. But hey, that's the nature of the job. He gets millions of dollars to figure it out. All right, you have to figure it out. So right now I'm looking at 5-0. And listen, 5-0 Liverpool, and I'm sorry to say, we're going to start hearing about Ten Hag out. Why this manager come here better with the key who we had before. It started already, yeah. So I'm going 5-0 Liverpool, and it's going to look like a training session. United can't touch the ball, and it's going to be one of those sessions. So United fans, gear up, because it's going to be a tough evening. 5-0.
Before you go to Bones, Levan, we in the month of August.
Mm-hmm.
Is it true that the one goal will be a goal of the month if you don't score another game?
Yep.
It'll be a one goal.
Because sure when encountered before,
Right. And
that is mad.
Women's team we did use.
Yo, that is mad, bro.
Yeah. Women's team we did use.
The under 21s play and they score a goal, so they might use one of the under 21s.
Yeah. You see, Ten Hag is like a farmer in Canada during winter. Zin, planting fields of corn, right? And then winter come and snow can't survive. Then Ten Hag come into a situation where, he has some corn in a winter and can't revive them. Just hit that. So you have to wait till summer again to get one new breed of corn. And that is where I think Manchester United is falling short. Right? They keep believing. I'm going to preach this week in, week out. I can't understand how a club can see players struggling for 5 years, and every season you have the same players on the pitch for you. 38 plus games, and think things are going to be. And think managers are going to make the difference. I just can't see through it. I cannot understand it. However, come Monday, I hear you guys talking about Liverpool, this and Liverpool that. Liverpool is struggling too. Liverpool is struggling. That's a fact right now in the Premier League. They're struggling as well, right? And I think for me, I think come Monday, Manchester United is going to go above Liverpool come Monday. I think Manchester United will turn a corner, turn a page Monday. Ten Hag will get something out of these players Monday at Old Trafford. Liverpool is struggling. Both teams are struggling, as a matter of fact. But I think Ten Hag will get something out of these players, and he's a good manager. He is a very good manager, and I expect him to get something out of these players Monday. And I think Manchester United is going to win the game 2-1 on Monday. Not
All right,
that.
so Sherwin, next question.
Man,
Right.
that make no sense, bro.
You know Ligani?
True.
You know Ligani?
Yeah, man.
Ever hear about Matilda's corner?
No.
That corner alone United can turn. No other corner there's a turn.
Oh my, listen to me.
The man
No,
just
no.
say Liverpool.
Listen
Liverpool not
to me.
losing a game from the season starting, boss.
Yeah, you draw two. What you mean? You not lose no
Okay,
game, but you're
we-
struggling at two. You're struggling
score-
at two game where you should have win because
score-
you're tied to contender. You are
Who-
tied to contenders,
Okay,
yet still you're
at 2
struggling.
games gone.
No, it doesn't matter, bro. It
What
doesn't matter.
Why I mean it no matter?
It doesn't matter.
Why it doesn't matter?
You struggled in 2 games. Even 1 game at Anfield where you guys so-called don't lose and don't draw and
We
don't
didn't
all of
lose.
these sweet things. You are a tied to contender. You struggled against team that you should have won and be up 6 points with
Liverpool have not
the
lost a
top
game
teams,
this season.
with the top teams, Arsenal and Man City right now. Where are you? You are 4 points behind, bro. Come on, and you expect that you are going to go to Old Trafford on Monday and win against a Manchester United team who is struggling. You're dreaming, bro. Come on. You're
So
dreaming.
wait. So
Dreams.
we are struggling. So Manchester
Dreams.
United are door.
They are struggling, but for me, they're at home, and I believe that Ten Hag will get something out.
So they weren't at home against Brighton.
Listen, the key thing to my prediction is that I believe that Ten Hag will get something out of these players come Monday.
Oh,
and
just for that game then.
Hence I am going with a 2-1 Manchester United victory come
So let
Monday.
me ask you a question.
Makes
Sherwin.
no
So
sense.
let me ask you a
We
question,
can
Sherwin.
show something quick before you ask it. Just remember the question.
Yeah.
All right, so 50-run partnership between Carey and Joseph. Joseph at what, 20 and no 33. Joseph and
How
33.
much we need for
Carey
win?
and
Just
40.
that. Listen, me just need to know how much. Me just deal with runs. Me don't want overs. Runs. How much runs we need for win?
All right, so continue. Go ahead now.
Yeah, take 2 long. Go on, kid.
West Indies done for the next 5 overs, boss. Sure. Oh, I'm saying,
Ask a
listen, man.
question, James.
Listen, so why couldn't remember, and Sherwin, I'm just going based off what you say. Remember, Ajax won the league. Ten Hag declined to party with them because he said work needs to be done at Manchester United.
Right.
He had more than enough time, more than any other coach this season. Had more than enough time with the players to see who him like, who him dislike, play pre-season, command whatever discipline he needed to. So how is it now that he couldn't get nothing out of them? Brighton game done, they were embarrassed. Couldn't get nothing out of them in the second half. But not even talking about the first half. The second half of Brentford game, couldn't get nothing out of them either.
Listen. For me, I think. Where the little young black you where Manchester United signed on the left hand side, when you? Yep. I think the back line that he will go with this, and this is going to make the difference for me. After seeing that kid, I think that kid is going to start beside Varian and Maguire and Dalat on the right hand side, right? And I think that's a good enough defense line for me, because seeing that kid, he is quality. You could see it. He went into that game and he started to command the game before. He started to command the back line. Manchester United had a much better performance second half than they did first half in that game. And I think they will use that momentum to come into this Liverpool game, seeing that it is
Boss,
the biggest, seeing
but hold
seeing
on
that
to
it is
Demo.
the biggest,
Hold
and
on.
listen,
Much
seeing that
better
it is the,
second half.
hey,
Hold on.
Let
seeing
me
that,
just say something interesting. So Dima, you know what I love to see? I love to see when a left-hander player extra cover drive
You know,
first.
brother.
Beautiful from your
But yo, stop interrupting football talking cricket, no?
anyways,
The man, go on, Kims. Go on,
I,
Kims.
no, listen, I continue to believe that a backline like that will make a difference on Monday.
So
Right?
second half against who you said Sherwin?
So the little youth, I remember what name.
Second half
So
against who? Which team?
the last
Brentford?
game on
Brentford, him talk with Brentford
Listen,
stop
boss.
play, brother.
Brentford
Listen,
stop
boss.
play football,
You
brother.
are-
Brentford play
no,
nothing
yeah,
second
but
half. Brentford just sit back
Manchester
and
had
say,
a
okay.
better second half.
Boss, yeah, you think they could have get no worse than what they play first half? Listen.
No, then it no matter what me say, they had a better second half.
No,
Agree or you don't agree?
Sherwin, listen, you can't just start blank. Context is
Exactly.
important.
Correct.
After being down 4-0, there is not much worse you could get than that. Brentford was just all right, we already up 4-0.
Yep.
Brentford start joke out
James,
the
you don't
game.
need to say anything else than
Start
Brentford
joke
stop
out
playing.
game.
Brentford just stop playing.
Stop. No.
But that's
Watch your
exactly what
football, right?
happened. It
Me
was like
not think,
record
no.
heat waves in England in that on the day. The man them never kill out themselves.
Demo, what you are trying to do is give your team hope going to Old
Give
Trafford on
myself
Monday
hope.
night. When
Me
you
still,
yourself are
boss,
struggle.
let me talk.
When you
Levon,
yourself are
line up.
so why
Please,
can't
let me talk. Line up my clip for me.
why
Line up my clip for me, Levon.
can't one person say one of the struggling team will beat the next struggling team?
All right,
Eh?
all right.
Because
So
one
Sherwin,
is
you're correct.
struggling more than.
You're going though.
Madness, Demo.
You know what's weird?
Madness.
You know what's weird? It's weird that Sherwin is your defend Man United. That the Man United men are not defending Man United to actually get anything from the game.
Man United to me very bone. Me
So
tell
what
you that.
yeah.
Fans know that.
Yeah,
Okay.
and you sound even sillier trying to defend them.
Like
The
the
rubbish
man now make
information.
Silly.
no
Me
sense.
can't
The
sound
rubbish.
as silly as you
All
where say
right,
Chelsea are going to beat Leeds at home 6-0 or 7-0. Goodly be 8-0. Eh? Come on.
And I'm telling you.
That was silly. Me
And
I go with a 2-1 Manchester United victory versus a team that is struggling as well. How is that silly?
I'm telling you, my prediction of Chelsea winning 6-0 is much greater to happen than your prediction.
Madness.
All right, so Curry has made his first 50 of his career.
How much I need to win?
I think that's what 75.
Talk to the
75
man.
half of how much ball?
We don't worry about deliveries. We just
Shut
want
up.
runs.
Not talk to you.
I think it's 63 thereabouts. Still
Oh,
getting
that's
Boss.
not bad.
Come on, New Zealand, ball them out.
What name I say? I want to say the clip.
No, well, yeah, play my clip,
Alright.
please. Because sure, we know I the program. Play my clip,
whatever.
brother. But yeah, take long to line up the clip.
No, man, it's there, man. It's just that I don't want it to play while I'm doing it. Alright, so give me a second. Pause this.
Coming here, Chelsea 6-0 on the board.
On top of madness, man. About 6
Yeah.
Alright, my clip I take too long. Oh,
No,
it
man,
a come
it's
now?
it. Yeah. Seen it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Let me talk. Let me talk. Let me talk. Let me talk.
Yo, yeah, so
Let me talk. Let me talk. Let me talk.
all right.
So, what is fan or Dima?
No, because they never want to make me talk, brother. So when you
shut up.
when you want to talk. So you watch Manchester United first 2 games.
All right.
And you would think that Liverpool are struggling more than Manchester United are struggling right now?
No, I did not say that.
Okay, so fine. So fine. So
Yeah.
Liverpool are not struggling more than Manchester United. We
Right.
didn't lose a game. We draw 2 games. We could have
Right.
easily won the one a Palace because we get
never
no
happened.
chance to score,
It
right?
never happened.
And Salah never convert. And
never
you
happened.
expect Liverpool to go against that struggling team with the high press where Manchester United obviously cannot play through with the Gea in goal. cannot play through the high pressing system. And you just come and say, oh, Manchester United are going suddenly something are gonna happen and them
No,
Ten Hag are gonna get something out of them.
I
You
did
say
not say
Ten
a
Hag are gonna get
miracle.
something out of them.
I did not say a miracle is going to happen. I said I believe that Ten Hag will get something out of them on Monday. And I went and I may even go further to say if Ten Hag start this particular backline come Monday, it will be a different game versus Liverpool than versus the game against Brentford.
Oh, so
That's
if
what
him
I'm trying
don't
to say.
start the back line, then that means
If they don't start that back line, it's going back to Luke Shaw and
yeah,
probably
and Maguire and Martinez.
and that is a struggle, man. That a
So
struggle.
then we're going to win that time.
So
You have to win that time.
Alzar is on 44 of 27. West Indies need 63 from 48.
Batad, sorry, Batad.
But anyways,
Yeah,
let's get to a favorite part of the show. Well, we're not doing any betting tonight, man. Then
no, we Kim's there. FPL one, call back
yeah,
Kim.
man, that's time I go, man. Kim's just jump off all of a sudden because I know say not going good. But here what betters. Just go for the favorites. Chelsea to win. They can go win at 1.5. Arsenal to win at 1.5. City to win at 1.5. I think there'll be 1.5 in the game between Leicester and Southampton. Same thing for Tottenham game. As a matter of fact, I think all the games this weekend will go 1.5. So you can bet all games in the EPL for 1.5 this weekend. So guys, just go for that. Now, let's just get to Mr. FPL himself. So let me just go ahead and get this.
Yeah.
All right.
Our king, you go on 11.
And got in the comment section about Man United going to have more points than Liverpool after 3 weeks. Make sure you say it on the show Tuesday or whenever we do it. Here, boss?
Yeah, I'll make sure say you're not hide after Monday.
All right, so again, let me zoom. Just remember that I have to zoom it.
Who name Shanila Ellis?
She's on the show. She's always in the comment section. Yeah, man, she commented tonight as well. So Shanila Ellis up top.
Let me see our team. Let me see our team.
Wait, Shanila was asking me for a tip. So remember just give her a free tip on the show. She was asking me who is supposed to be our captain for this game week. So remember just giving her, there's going to be a battle for who is going to be the captain, because a lot of people are going to captain Mohamed Salah against Manchester United because of what he's been doing against them for late. He had a hat-trick the other day. Him score at Anfield as well, and every time him see them, him score. So a lot of people are going to look for him. He's also the penalty kicker for Liverpool, and there's going to be a battle also for Haaland against Newcastle. But the man to captain, as I said before, is Gabriel Jesus against Bournemouth. That should be a captain for this week.
Agreed.
All right. So that's my free tip.
It's sure, their team is Sanchez, Alexander-Arnold, Cancelo, Trippier, Reece James, Saka, Martinez, Salah, Bailey, Haaland, and Jesus.
Whoever that team is, you need to ditch Bailey now.
Like, yeah, I can't fit ditch Bailey.
Uno follow the Bailey hype from pre-season, but ditch Bailey right now. You need to
I think Chanel will come to your senses and ditch him soon.
Ditch Bailey. Ditch Bailey.
Go back. And then AFC Stan Arsenal fan is in second with 140. I think this is Chanel again right here with 139. Siobhan, what is the show, and then City fan 139 is in fifth. Your Virgin Vaughn is in sixth, Sherwin.
In soon end up at last. Know yourself, madman. That
the Sayers is in sixth with 135 as well, and he watches the show as well. Morgan Zoops is in ninth, 129. Stefano is there at 129. Tyrese is here with 127 in 11th. Slag guy who watches the show as well is in 12 with 126. Adlam is there with 125 in 13th. I'm there with 124 in 15th. Christoph is there in 17th with 122.
Wait, Bones in this?
Yeah, yes, but me join late.
I'll get there just wait now, man.
Me join late, man.
Down in 20 with 116. Leighton True is there at 116. Actually, there it is. So Kems is 115. Demo is 115 as well. So both are tied.
Not for long, don't worry.
Kish is there at 114. I think this is someone that watches the show as well, but all this one was halftime is there at 113 in 26. Chris Harvey is there with 112 in 28. Mark Bryan is there in 30 to 105. Sensational is there with 95 from, and she's in 33. I mean, and then there's this one way down in 34th spot.
That's
94.
fine. Me giant late, man. Me giant late, man.
Remember see him team?
Me giant late, man.
Jan
Wait
Leto,
name? Wait
2 week
name?
pick.
Gun squad?
Giant
50
late, man.
points. He probably full of Arsenal players. Zinchenko, Saliba. That's supposed to kill him with a one goal.
See that man, watch it.
He killed me, man. One. Kill me up, Fred. I dead like a
Watch
dog.
it.
Watch Darwin. Watch Darwin. Big old. Hey, Mr. Me vex, you know.
But Demon,
Yo.
watch it. Watch it.
50
Triple
points.
captain played, so the man have triple
What?
cap Darwin.
Yo.
No, me triple captain Holland.
Oh,
Guys. All right. So this is also another free tip. Wasting your triple captain like this makes no sense. What you guys need to do, I'm not supposed to help you, come on win, but may I help you now. Save your triple captain for a double game week. So you see later down in the season when you have games on Saturday and then midweek again, you use a triple captain. So you get 2 games, you triple up the thing enough. So just stop wasting the thing for them 1 game week, your boss, and wait for double game weeks, boss. Alright, that's another free.
Mistake, man. Arsenal have double game week. I come up very shortly, you know.
When?
We have one double game week, boy. Play must be Saturday and Wednesday.
Oh, you see? Yeah, that
Yeah.
perfect time that for Jesus.
150,
perfect
155,
time, that.
155 for 8.
Alright,
not
come
bad.
hurry up and done the show,
Oh,
Lever.
what a shot that was from
And don't tag me if West Indies win. Shit.
all right, so as the CC Sports Lab asking for the code, so
Yeah. You're late, man.
still can join it, man, because in points still will get added. So it's
Okay.
71KZQ.
Mm-hmm.
There it
The
is.
points still get added, right?
Yeah, it still does. So it's
But that points then alright then.
KZQ.
Type
No,
it in
but
the
that-
comment section, Levan.
But my points not right then because first week at 75 or something me get.
You sure about
This-
that?
Me positive. Me very positive. First week me did hot. Cause Nunes score first week.
And assist.
Assist. Me
Sure,
did hot.
you're not to see, I can't tell you now.
Yeah man, just check him man. Me I tell you man. Something wrong with the thing. Me soon get
Michelle, me
locked
tell
out.
you. Go.
Me soon get locked out a hit anyway, so happen every season. As soon as me start climb, just lock me out and me can't enter log in back.
Tell so.
Me don't know.
You use
Check
the app
it. I app me users.
if you just do it online, boss.
So sure, when you look like you're doing in the door, brother.
72. Me not tell you,
Like you
man.
make a whole heap of sub, man.
Look, so that me.
You
No,
make a
no,
whole heap of
cause
chances. It's
yeah,
like
me did have to do it, man. Cause me did have to do
Yeah,
it.
look on this man there.
What a
Concerned.
yeah.
Look there.
Minus 28, man. Yeah, man. Me did have to do it, man. Me did have. It better me do it now than do it done nice. Yo, first game, me say, all right. Bailey and Coutinho, them half fire.
Oh my lord.
Sure, this is crazy. You know, 8 changes after first game week.
Dog, you can't
No,
take a hit of 28 already, boss.
Me
That's why
take him, man.
Me go
Me
help
take it cause
him.
me can't make it back up now.
Oh boy.
Somebody else.
There goes the chances. Joseph gone.
Boy, more ball.
Oh,
Yeah, Southie. So that's 4 for Southie.
How much he make?
That look like what, 49?
Jesus
49,
Christ.
49 Joseph make? That not bad.
I will left for bat now.
Sinclair.
Lord have mercy. Alright, you done.
Yeah. But gentle folks, anything else before we just wrap it up?
I have nothing to say.
Oh, sorry.
49 of 31.
It good. It's just interesting how some man can say City, Chelsea are going to drop 6. But if you give a prediction of Manchester United winning a madness, just really interesting.
Alright. So gentle folks, let's go out and watch all the games this weekend. A lot of interesting games, especially a relegation battle between those two perennial red side. As you can see, I'm wearing black and mourning for Manchester United, so no jersey. But big up to everybody, man, and
Big up.
keep on supporting the channel, keep on subscribing, keep on sharing, keep on doing the good stuff. Big up to Kems was here, Jason as well. Big up to Sherwin, big up to Demon, to the man behind the scenes, Joshua, big up yourself, and you the commenters. Big up as always. And remember, I'm just going to leave the stream by playing the ad from our sponsor. So big up our sponsors always. Let's Get Medical, Let's Get Optical. Visit them at their 3 branches in Mandeville, Santa Cruz, and Montego Bay.